Okay, now we are discussing those isms or concepts which has created change in the Indian society. And of late we have discussed westernization, how westernization is responsible for the change in the Indian society. Now today it is modernization, how modernization is responsible for the change in the Indian society. Now, as far as the westernization and modernization are concerned, these are the two isms or these are the two big terms which are responsible for the change not only in the Indian society but at the world level in general. Okay?
Yes, sir.
But before discussing on modernization, it is obligatory on the students of sociology that they have to understand actually what is the difference between westernization and modernization. Over the years, we have seen that students often confuse in the manner that what actually the proper difference between westernization and modernization. During westernization, I have told you that it is the 150 years of British imperialism or British control or British occupation on the subcontinent, on the Indian masses, how British has dominated the masses in the India, and it is those imprints that has created the change in the traditions, values and norms of the Indian society. That has not to be concerned with the technological side of the development of Indian society. But as far as the modernization is concerned, we can say that modernization in a nutshell is a change or is a shift towards a scientific or technological society. And as the very great English, American sociologist, Daniel Lerner, he has defined modernization as modernization for the first time in his study of Eastern society. He first time used the term modernization during his study of Eastern societies. And how he has defined the concept of modernization, if I quote Daniel Lerner, he defined modernization as the process of social change whereby less developed societies acquire the characteristics common to more and akin to the developed countries. He has defined that it is the change of the process or the change in the scientific technological development of the societies, and what sort of a change that has been created in the society, like development in the scientific education, development in the technology, or the contemporary times we have seen the development in the digitization. You can see, digital India. This is recently the motto of the present dispensation in at the center, BJP government, digitization or digital India, and we are approaching towards, making India as a digital country. Now, that's how we can define modernization, a shift from, in other words, a shift from agriculture to the industrial or scientific societies. Now, in the past, you might witness that how agriculture was done in the past. It was all, handiwork of the humans. They themselves plucked the land, or they used some sort of equipments in the past. But nowadays it has been totally changed. The crop work, the agriculture work, the cattle work, the dairy farming or the poultry farming, that has all been changed and that has become a scientific. It is just a scientific revolution in the modern world. That is called as modernization. See the modernization in education. See the emancipation in scientific education. See the emancipation in medicine, in medical sciences, the boom of experimentation. Gone are the days when we are not aware about the diseases or about the latest these elements which struck the human population. The latest example is COVID-19 or the coronavirus. How the doctors or the scientists around the world, they have created these antidotes or the vaccines regarding this deadly disease. Gone are the days when the cancer patients, there was only one, this option for the cancer patient is that is death. There is no treatment for the cancer patient. But see, in the contemporary times, examples are chemotherapy, radiotherapy, or the latest robotic surgeries. That is called as modernization. So in nutshell, you have to understand, being a student of sociology, first of all, before understanding modernization, you have to understand the difference between westernization and modernization. What actually the westernization is and what actually the modernization. That is the million-dollar question. Westernization is totally when we are copying the Western world, their values, their norms, their lifestyle. Okay? And modernization is a shift from an agricultural to the industrial or more scientific societies. So this is the introductory part of modernization. So these are the two definitions. Daniel Lerner, the number one, or who has introduced the term modernization in sociology, and with him there was one more American sociologist called Aletus. He has defined that modernization is a process. Modern scientific knowledge, introduction of the modern scientific knowledge in your societies. You can see that 99% sort of these social philosophers, they have defined, either be it Indian or foreign, they have defined modernization as the introduction of or the implementation of these scientific technology or the digitization. We are seeing in the form of these latest smartphones, iPhones, latest laptops. What can't we do with the help of these things? You can see the latest gadgets. In every corner of the life, we are seeing these latest gadgets which help us. How transportation has become very feasible. How communication has become feasible. You are sitting in the classroom, you can go anywhere in the country on your fingertips. Even you can visit the Western world or America or any country through your fingertips, and you can see what actually is happening in the outside world or in the foreign countries, or you can log into any library, digital library of the world. You can go through their material. That was not possible in the yesteryears or in the past. So in nutshell, in the introductory part, we can understand that modernization is a revolution as far as the implementation of digitization, scientific knowledge or scientific temperament among the masses. Now, as far as the second slide is concerned, is the process of modernization. Like the founding fathers Durkheim and Weber, Durkheim see modernization as a shift from mechanical to organized societies. He had defined societies as mechanical and organic. In his mechanical society, it is the society of the past, when there was, simpleness, when there was not technological revolution in the past. Okay, but that society has been changed into organic society, and organic society, he has given the example that organic society is the contemporary society in which we are living nowadays. Organic society, where we are seeing mobilization, social mobilization, where we are seeing economic boom, where we are seeing scientific boom, technological boom, latest education. Similarly, Max Weber has seen it shift from personal to impersonal bonds, and he has given the example of bureaucracy and rationalization. You can correct the example, this spelling of bureaucracy. Now, Max Weber has seen in the past there was no bureaucracy, Afsarshahi. When those meritorious people, when those merit holders, when those people have given the authority to run the state, you can see in your countries these IAS officers. It is their response. They are coming through a proper channel, through a proper merit. Then they became bureaucrats. And he has also mentioned rationalization. When there is a society based on experimentation, when society is based on evidence, society is based on proof, or the boom of mind, or the boom of experimentation in the society, that he has called as rationalization. So these two philosophers or these two sociologists have seen the shift from mechanical to organic. Durkheim and Weber shifted from personal to impersonal relations, and he has given the example of bureaucracy and rationalization. Now, as far as the characteristics of this sort of modernization is concerned, we can say that industrialization of economy and adopting of scientific technology, dairy farming or agricultural work, which I have told you in the introductory part, that is a shift from industrialization, number one. When there is a boom of industrialization, when societies become industrialized like the Western world, now India is marching towards becoming a very developed nation, or becoming a superpower in the future. Industrialization of economy. Economy will base it on the industrialization, and technology and the boom of machines is very pertinent for the implementation of industrialization. And scientific technology, dairy farming and agriculture. Dairy farming, white revolution, which has struck in way back in 1979 or 1970s, if I am not mistaken. This white revolution, there was a boom of milk at that time. It was because of the implementation of these latest technology in dairy farming. You can see how the dairy farmers have been run in the contemporary times, particularly in the Western world, and that technology has also introduced in our societies, and the economy of the country is becoming more improved day by day. Same in the agriculture, which I have given you the example, how we are in agriculture, how we are using from this crop work or this agriculture work, how latest technology is helping us. You can see the example of Kashmir. Kashmir is known as the, for its agriculture, or for its apples, for its dry fruits, or for its fruits. Now we are using the latest technology as far as the plugging of these crops are concerned. Secularization of ideas and diffusion of rational means of ideas. This is very important. Second part of modernization. Modernization is not only implementation of technology in the society, it is also the changing of ideas, changing of your thinking. That is mindset. Mindset should be changed, and you should become more rational. You should have a respect for other religions. You should have a respect for other ideology. You should not become shrinked. You should not become isolated. You should not become confined. But if you are a citizen of a diverse nation, you should implement those ideas, and it should not be only in a saying. It should be implemented practically. You should become those citizens who adapt the ideas of rationalization and secularization. Secularization is a very major concept. It means when there is no state religion in a country, and you have a respect for all religions, and all religions are at the liberty that they can implement their ideas in the society. The liberty of religion, in which constitution, or in which article of Indian Constitution has been given? 25 of the Indian Constitution has given us to adopt any religion, and we are at the freedom to adopt any religion. Okay. Remarkable increase in the occupation and social mobility. Occupational social mobility, I have described it yesterday. Social mobility, change in the occupation. When the father is doing a manual work, his son becomes collector, his son becomes district collector, or he becomes SP, or he becomes a bureaucrat. How is it possible? It is because of the concept of modernization, modern education. A father is doing a manual job. He is some sort of street vendor, chawdi farosh. But his son, he has given his son a very valuable education. He becomes a DSP. He becomes a professor. This is social mobility, and it is only possible because of the modern education, because of the modernization. Okay? And the separate of scientific and technological education, quite obvious. It is very pertinent that modernization, through modernization, scientific and technological education is very essential, which you are getting right now. You are learning through these slides, you are learning through the smart board, through Wi-Fi, all sort of these things. This is all scientific education, which one cannot imagine in the past, 30 years before. Now it is a real thing. Transition from ascribed to achieved states, very important. 1, 2, 3. These 3 points are very important. A shift from ascribed to achieved. In the past, in Indian society, it was not possible that a son of a scavenger or son of a street vendor can become a collector. But nowadays it is possible, and it is his achieved status. In the past, somebody can born in a Brahmin family or some royal family. He must become a royal in the past, in the yesteryears in India, but that's not possible. It's a merit society. If you have a merit, it hardly matters either you are a son of a scavenger or a street vendor, or you are a son of a Brahmin. Social mobility is there. Social mobility has given us the possibility that it can become an achieved or an ascribed status. And particularly the present Indian society is based on the achieved stats. Stats based on merit. Gone are the days when the society was based on ascribed stats. That what is your lineage, what is your, somebody is from royal family, so he is a royal. That's not the case in the contemporary times. It is education, it is merit. If you have a merit, show your merit. Okay? Then increase in the material standard of life. Quite obviously, material standards or economic development of the society is quite possible with the help of modernization. Without modernization, these material standards of a society cannot be improved. And accordingly, when we are seeing causes of the modernization, what are the causes? Why modernization has took place in India? And what are those factors which are responsible? Number one is education. Without education, nothing is possible in the societies. And whosoever country is becoming developed, they have improved their educational system. So it means education is the biggest parameter as far as the development of the societies are concerned. And you can see, you can see the stature of the Muslims. Their educational system is not that viable or that good, which it has to be, as far as the other communities are concerned. Because I am telling you that education is the first parameter of the development. Whatever your stature is it ascribed, achieved, or whatever it is, but education is mandatory. That is essential. So, first cause of modernization is education. If you are educated, you become modern. You apply modernization in yourself, because you will go through these, these writings, or you can learn from YouTube or Googleization. You can learn from the latest technology. It is because of the education. When you are illiterate, you will not learn anything. Okay? Mass communication. Communication is very important. Either it be transportation, either it be internet, either it be digitization, railways, or whatever it is. It was because of the modernization that Wright brothers have invented aeroplane. Internet was invented in USA. Okay? So these are sort of things have given the immense boom or benefit to the society in general. So mass communication is one of the factors which are responsible for the modernization. And charismatic leadership. Now what is charismatic leadership? It's a very important factor responsible for the modernization. The best example is Narendra Damodar Das Modi, our respected Prime Minister. One of the brilliant minds in the contemporary India. How he is creating, the society, or how he is creating the digitization. See the stature of the person. How he is improving the economy or the digitization or the science and technology of Indian society. So charismatic leadership, charisma. He has that sort of a charisma, which the other nation or other leaders we can witness, like Nelson Mandela of South Africa. He was a charismatic leader. So leadership is very important. Charisma of the leader is very essential for the development of the society, so they can think of that sort of modernization. You can see our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's one initiative, that is Golden Card or Ayushman Bharat. Every citizen is giving a liability of 5 lakh rupees for his treatment. Ayushman Bharat. So we are approaching towards, to become a very modernizing and scientific nations under the reign of our worthy Prime Minister Narendra Damodar Das Modi. And one more factor is urbanization and industrialization. Urbanization and industrialization are very essential for the modernization. Urbanization, boom of the cities. When there is a boom of cities, quite obvious they have applied the sort of concept of modernization. What you see in Srinagar, you will not see in Baramulla. That is because that is an urbanized area, that is a city, it is a town. Urbanization has become important factor sort of to become a modernized in the world. And industrialization, which I have put a light in the very beginning. Industrialization is essential for the modernization. The boom of machines, the boom of these factories, that is very important. Universal legal system. Universal legal system, we are seeing these watchdogs, human rights watchdogs. Like we are implementing those universal legal systems which are scrutinized. Human index. Okay, these sort of agencies are scrutinizing a country's legal system, how they are treating the masses or how they are treating the societies. That is essential. And with that, I have given a brief account of what sort of a modernization we have followed in, different sociologists, how they have differentiated or how what they are given as far as the modernization is concerned. I have pondered on the characteristics of modernization, and with that, I have also pondered on causes of modernization, how modernization has becoming possible in the Indian society. And with these slides, I hope you have understood what actually this modernization is, and how it has affected the Indian society and what are the causes of modernization. Now, in the conclusion, we can see, because every ism, every term has its criticism. Now we are seeing that what sort of problems we are witnessing because of the modernization in our societies. Number one is social and institutional crisis because of the modernization. Social and institutional crisis. We are seeing the institutional crisis everywhere. In India as well as in our own community. Family disorganization, sort of crisis in the marriage. We are seeing late marriages because that's the trend of modernization. In the yesteryears, in the past, you can see the marriage in the very early age, but late marriage has been introduced because of the modernization. Family disorganization, individualism, materialism. Sort of every problem has been introduced in our institutions, and somehow modernization is responsible for that. We have become individualized, we have become materialized. And one more is rampant unemployment. When modernization is developed, alienation took place. Karl Heinrich Marx has given the concept of alienation when there is a boom of machines. You can see the JCB is doing the work of 100 people or 20 people. What will those 20 people will do? They will do nothing. They are unemployed. Alienation. Karl Heinrich Marx has given his theory, a theory of surplus or his economic or class struggle. You can see there how he has differentiated, how he has briefed on that. Rampage unemployment took place because you can see the boom of digitization, boom of laptops, boom of these machines. They have done everything. It has become online, everything. There is no need of humans. Where 10 humans can work, only one human can work there. And he is working on the machine, and it is booming unemployment took place. Another one is clash between roles and traditions of the people. What roles we are giving in the modern societies, that is clashing, that took place, the clash. What actually we are in the modernized world.